I terrorized the entire game 5 times and farmed a total of 72 Heralds. Did I find anything good? Let's find out. I'm a level 94 Warlock using the Blood Boil spec, and this is the gear that I was using at the beginning of the video. The Obsession Rune Word, Shaco with a Fire Facet, 27 Maras, Orstor Balos with a Fire Colossal Jewel, Enigma, Mage Fist, Opal Vein, Arachnid Mesh, another Opal Vein, War Traveler. I'm also using a 39 Magic Find Guide, a 13 17 10 Annihilus with a 13 11 Torch, and I have 5 Demon Killers with some small charms giving me some resist and Magic Find. That brings me to 311 Magic Find and right on the 125 FCR breakpoint. My build is 1 point in Sigil Lethargy with Max Blood Boil, Engorge, and Blood Oath, and my mercenary is using Insight, Treachery, and Andy's Visage. With that being said, let's get into it. Right at the beginning, the cow level was terrorized and a tier 2 Herald dropped a very nice unique jewel. The first facet of these runs. 4-5 fire level up facet. That's not perfect, but it's very close. Then a unique Thorn Beast in Tamo Highland dropped the best Magic Find weapon in the game for Echo Strike Warlocks. Tomb Breaver. If this rolls with 3 open sockets, you can put 3 Ist runes in there for up to 170 Magic Find. And not only this, but it gives up to 50 all resist. This is an absolutely overpowered Magic Find weapon. Then a unique Dark One Shaman in Jail level 1 dropped some very strong javelins for Amazons. Thunderstroke, but it rolled very low on the damage and only 2 to javelin skills. Shortly after, a unique Wraith in the Cathedral dropped a new weapon for Warlocks, a unique Legend Sword. Dreadfang. The chances to cast amplified damage on striking make this weapon also pretty good for barbarians. I found nothing in the rest of Act 1 and nothing in the entire Act 2, but in the Spider Forest a normal fetish monster dropped a very nice Grand Charm. 1 to cold skills for Sorceress, that's a very nice killer. Then a Champion Soul Killer in the Flayer Jungle dropped the best in slot belt for casters, a unique Spiderweb Sash. Arachnid Mesh. It rolled with the minimum enhanced defense of 90, but it doesn't matter, it's still Arachnid Mesh. Then the Grand Vizier of Chaos in the Chaos Sanctuary dropped something very good for Amazons. Mavinos True Sight. This is the hardest to find piece of the Mavinos set, and this is the helm with the highest increased attack speed in the entire game. Later in the middle of Act 5, a tier 5 Herald in the Frozen Tundra dropped a very good pelt for druids, a unique totemic mask. Jalal's Mane. This is the best in-slot helm for the shapeshifting build. Then a tier 5 Herald in the Throne of Destruction dropped one of the best items in the game from Magic Find. Blade of Alibaba, with 2 Ist runes that can get up to 159 Magic Find. The only 2 items with more Magic Find than this is a Tomb Breaver with 3 Ist runes for up to 170 Magic Find, and a weapon with 6 Ist runes for 180 Magic Find. 1 minute later, a normal Assailant monster in the Throne of Destruction dropped a unique amulet for Paladins. Seraph's Hymn. It rolled very good on the damage and attack rating, but unfortunately only 1 to defensive auras. Then in World Tour number 2, a tier 1 Herald in the Pit level 2 dropped a helm that is used in many different builds. Shaco. This is the most sought after item in the game early ladder. That's a very nice find. Then I found 3 Heralds in the following 7 minutes, and a tier 4 Herald in the Jail level 3 dropped a very rare unique weapon for assassins. Fire Lizard's Talon. It rolled with very high enhanced damage, but everything else is very low. Then when I was in the Far Oasis in Act 2, a Sand Maggot dropped a pretty good Grand Charm. 1 to shapeshifting skills for druids. It's not the best skiller out there, but it's always cool to find a skiller. Shortly after, a unique Rockworm monster in the Maggot Lair level 3 dropped a new set item for Warlocks. Horizon's Hold. The Crushing Blow and the very high fire damage on these gloves are very strong. Then in the Palace level 1, a unique Blunderboar dropped another new item for Warlocks, a unique Mithril Point, Blood Pack Shard. That can be a very good budget weapon for the Blood Boil spec. Then a tier 5 Herald in the Great Marsh dropped another new item for Warlocks, some set mirrored boots. Horizon's Legacy. This is one of the only items in the game with the Can't Be Frozen stat. And then I've reached Mephisto and something absolutely crazy dropped, a unique Sacred Armor. Which one is it going to be? Will it be Tyrell's Might? Well, no, it's only Templar's Might. Maybe next time. By the way, only about 8% of my viewers are subscribed to my channel, so if you like my videos, please click on the subscribe button. That would really help, and I have a lot more videos coming. Thank you so much. Then I found nothing in Act 4, but a unique Wraith in the Glacial Trail dropped a very good unique amulet. High Lord's Wrath. This is the only unique amulet in the game that gives Deadly Strike. Then at the very beginning of World Tour number 3, Corpse Fire dropped the first rune of these runs, a Pool Rune. It's not a high rune at all, but it's still a very nice find. 1 minute later in the Cold Plains, a unique Dark Hunter dropped something amazing, a set lacquered plate. Tal Russia Armor. This is the hardest to find piece of the Tal Russia set, so it's a very nice addition to the Chronicle. Then a tier 5 Herald in the Palace level 2 dropped a very nice unique weapon for Sorceress. Escuta's Temper, but unfortunately it rolled with 16, 11 and only 2 to skills. Shortly after, a normal Steel Scarab monster in Talrasha Tomb dropped the only set weapon for assassins in the game. Natalia's Mark. This is the hardest to find piece of the Natalia's set. Then a few minutes later, a champion Unraveler in Talrasha Tombs dropped another very rare set item, a set Troll Belt. Strangle's Girth. This is also one of the only item in the game with the can't be frozen stats, so this belt can be very useful. Then a normal fetish monster in the Great Marsh dropped a very nice rune. The first mid rune of these runs, a gold rune. Yes! That's a very nice find, and I will find a much higher rune very soon. 2 minutes later, a fetish shaman in the Great Marsh dropped an amazing small charm. 6 magic find with 10 poison resist. That's a crazy good small charm. Then a unique soul killer in the Flayer dungeon level 3 dropped a very cool weapon for paladins. Heaven's Light. This can be very good for smiter paladins, but unfortunately it rolled with almost the minimum enhanced damage. A few minutes later, a unique zealot in Upper Crest dropped a unique ring. The only ring in the game with the can't be frozen stat. Yes, Raven Frost, but unfortunately it rolled with very low attack rating. Then a normal Dole Endurance of 8 level 2 dropped something absolutely crazy, one of the highest rune in the entire game. A Sur rune. Yes! For every time I got one-shotted by these annoying little dolls, they finally paid it back. Then a normal Stormcaster in the Chaos Sanctuary dropped an amazing set amulet. Talrasha Amulet. This is very good for Sorceress until you can get your hands on Amaras. Then a normal Bullrug monster in the Infernal Pit in Act 5 dropped another amazing small charm. This one gives 11 light resist and 13 to life. The life could have rolled better, but it's still a very good small charm. Shortly after, a unique Hierophant in Worldstone Keep level 1 dropped a very rare unique thrown weapon. Wraith Flight. That's very nice to find for the Chronicle, but I'm not sure if it has any use case. A few minutes later, a tier 5 Herald in the Throne of Destruction dropped a pretty good unique Grim Shield. Lidless Wall. This is the best in slot shield for Nova Sorceress. Then at the beginning of World Tour number 4, a unique Vile Hunter in the Underground Passage level 1 dropped a unique Jewel. What is this one going to be? 5-3 fire level up facet, that's not too bad. Then a unique Darkstalker in the pit level 1 dropped a very rare bow for Amazons, a unique Crusader bow. Eagle Horn. It's not as good as Wind Force, but it's still pretty good. Then a normal Salamander in the Claw Viper Temple level 1 dropped a very nice Grand Charm. 1 to combat skills for Barbarians with 19 extra gold. The extra gold could have rolled much higher, but it's not too bad. In the beginning of Act 3, a normal Drowned Carcass in the Great Marsh dropped something absolutely amazing. A unique cryptic axe that we found before. Tomb Reaver, and it's F, and it rolls 75 magic find, which is crazy. But unfortunately, it has only 1 socket out of 3. It's worth about a Vex rune, but if it rolled with 3 open sockets, it would have been worth multiple Jaw runes. Then a tier 5 Herald in the Swampy Pit level 2 dropped 2 items at once. A unique Kraken Shell and a unique Amulet. The unique armor is Leviathan. The unique amulet is the Rising Sun. The very high fire absorb on this amulet makes you pretty much immune to fire damage. A few minutes later, a champion Undead Flayer in the Flayer dungeon level 2 dropped an amazing unique helm. A unique Corona. Crown of Ages. That's an amazing find, but unfortunately it rolled with only 1 socket. Then Brent Sparkfist in the Rents of 8 level 3 dropped a very nice unique crossbow for Amazons. Blizzard Cannon. This is one of the most powerful bows and weapon in the game. Then I found nothing in Act 4, and a unique Snowdrifter in the Crystalline Passage dropped a new unique belt. Geed's Wager. Faster run walk, FCR, FHR, all resist, and minus enemy magic resist. This is a very strong belt. 2 minutes later, a unique Bone Warrior in the Glacial Trail dropped a unique shield for Paladins. Alma Negra. Unfortunately, there's no all resist on that shield, so I don't think it's really usable. Then at the very beginning of World Tour number 5, a normal Fallen Monster in the Bloodmoor dropped a very nice small charm. 10 cold resist with 5 magic find. It could have rolled a little bit better, but it's still a very good small charm. 10 minutes later in the Stony Fields, a champion Hungry Dead dropped a new item, a unique Death Mask. Hellwarden's Will. This is the only unique helm in the game that gives both increased attack speed and faster cast rate at the same time. Then a unique Black Rogue in the Barracks dropped a very nice unique helm for Barbarians. Halberds Ring. That's a very nice find. Then a tier 5 Herald in the Palace level 1 dropped a pretty cool bow for Amazons. Mavina's Caster. This is not best in slot at all, but it's always nice to find. 2 minutes later, a unique Horror Mage in Palace level 3 dropped some very good unique gloves. Mage Fist. This is the best gloves in the game for Sorceress and Fire Warlocks. Then a normal Apparition Monster in the Talrasha Tomb dropped a very nice unique helm that we found before. Shaco. Yes, a second one. It's always amazing to find a Shaco. Then a tier 5 Herald in the Forgotten Temple in Act 3 dropped a very good unique battle belt. Snowclash. This can be a pretty good belt for a cold sorceress. And again, I found nothing in Act 4, but a tier 5 Herald in the Crystalline Passage dropped two things at the same time. A set mesh belt and a small charm. The set belt is Talrusha belt, and it's not rare at all, but it rolled with perfect 15 magic find, so it's a very nice find. And the small charm gives 2 to max damage with 19 attack rating and 13 to life. That was almost a GG charm. And then a tier 5 Herald in the Throne of Destruction dropped some very good flying axes for throw barbarians. Gimmer Shred, but unfortunately it rolled with the minimum enhanced damage of 160. And that's it. After grinding in every major magic find spots, I can safely tell you that terrorizing entire games like this is by far the best way to do magic find in the entire game. Unfortunately, I didn't find any Sunders, but I found a lot of very nice drops. 2 facets, 2 Shakos, Tal Armor, Templar's Mites, Geese Wager, a Sur Rune, and a lot more. I had a lot of fun while making this video. And now that I made grinding videos in every major grinding spot in the game, I will go back to making challenge runs in single player until the next season starts. So be sure to subscribe to my channel to not miss any uploads. Massive thanks to all the channel members for supporting the channel. Thank you so much for all the support. And thanks to all of you for watching this video until the end. And as always, happy grinding.